I believe that President Trump is engaged in the most direct, sustained assault on freedom of the press in our history. Now, let's talk about the president. He has done everything he can to undercut the media, to try to delegitimize us. And I think his purpose is clear: to raise doubts when we report critically about him and his administration that we can be trusted. Back in 2017, he tweeted something that said far more about him than it did about us. Quote, "The fake news media is not my enemy. It is the enemy of the American people." After that statement, retired Admiral Bill McRaven, a Navy SEAL for 37 years, the man in charge of the missions that captured Saddam Hussein and that took down Osama bin Laden, Bill McRaven said this, quote, "This sentiment may be the greatest threat to democracy in my lifetime." Now, I got to say, I was a little surprised by that. Remember, this is a guy who fought the Soviet Union. This is an admiral who fought Islamic terrorism. But when I asked Bill about this was his response. Those threats, the Soviets, Islamic terrorism, those threats brought us together. Both the president and I swore an oath to the Constitution. And the First Amendment to that Constitution is freedom of the press. When the president says the media is the enemy of the people, to me that undermines the Constitution. So I do think it is a tremendous threat to our democracy. A couple of weeks ago, President Trump tweeted after one of my interviews, "Steve Scalise blew away the nasty and obnoxious Chris Wallace." Afterwards, one of my sons said, "Nasty? No. Obnoxious? Well..." The bottom line is we have seen presidents come and go. We will endure. So will freedom of the press. I believe that President Trump is engaged in the most direct, sustained assault on freedom of the press in our history.